Realize that if we don't support you, because black people are the economical change. When we change who we spend our money with, we have an adversely effect to everything else that goes on. We touch more money than any other race. The only difference is our money leave our community after 3 times around. In the Jewish community, it go around 7 times.
And that breaks down what we were talking about a few minutes ago, the generational wealth and the cumulative disadvantage toward people of color.
Exactly.
Man, just to double back, the voting, man. I sit here as a 22-year-old, and I couldn't tell you when the primaries were, man. And I feel like me acknowledging that is, I would hope that's me doing my part to know that I need to be more informed. I need to read up. I need to be educated, man. And again, that's why I have people like you on here, man. So the importance of voting, man, because I hear that a lot, and I want to understand it as well.
Well, it's crazy.
Because I feel like it's more than just showing up and placing a vote. It needs to be educated, and you need to know who you're voting for.
I voted for the first time probably like 2 years ago, ever in life.
Wow.
And I had the same viewpoint that you had. Like, I don't understand the importance of this voting. You know, I knew, like, I know everything. It's 50, you know, two from each. It's 100 senators, 2 from each state. You know, 435 House of Representatives. Like, I know all the information. But as far as sitting here and observing what I've seen over my period of life and noticing the change of voting, I never could see it. But it took me going through a process of when I got into graduate school. I was finishing up my second master's. And I joined an organization called Grew for Grew Social Fellowship Incorporated. And it's a social fellowship that really was created in 1962 based off the foundation of really what's going on right now. Yes. But you think about what's going on in 1962, Black Panther Party, things of that movement, you know what I mean? True support of the black movement. Through that process, I end up understanding the importance of voting because every organization votes. I don't care. You voted in school more than you voted anywhere else, whether you voted for what we going to have for lunch, what we going, you know what I mean? From the smallest things all the way to the big things, there's a vote. And I was teaching contemporary math a year and a half ago, and we started teaching apportionment. And apportionment is basically how votes are calculated. And it goes back from the original time, how they voted with George Washington and how the voting evolved until the Hamilton rules, until, you know, all these different type of voting techniques.
Okay.
And you'll find out that votes can be manipulated based off the test that's being used. So we have to make sure that it's biased or unbiased. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But the importance of voting is that's the way that the system is made. See, the only way you can get somebody out of office if they're elected into a eternal place of position is by voting. The only time you can be heard is you have to filibuster. You have to go to these places and you have to you have to play their game. So when we say we don't vote, we're basically saying, you know what? Y'all can do what y'all want to do, but I'm going to have a problem with it either way it go. So when you don't vote, you don't have a voice. Because what you don't realize is when we say one vote matters, it's not necessarily your one vote. We're basically saying that if your community, because if you don't vote in your community, I promise you I can find you a whole bunch of other people that don't vote in your community.
Of course.
Because whether we realize it or not, we are products of our environment. So birds of a feather flock together. If I was to, so voting is definitely crucial, but voting on your local level, like in your community, for your judges, for your DAs, for the people that definitely affect your community is crucial. Because you complaining about why he got locked up for he had a gram of weed and he got this and this person got this, well, that's the DA.
Okay.
You need to get a better DA in there. Or you need to get a better judge in there.
The local votes are where you see immediate impact.
Exactly.
That affect you on the day-to-day. Because I feel like that's why maybe we're hesitant or we don't see the importance of it because we don't see those effects transpire right in front of our eyes, right? It takes however long it takes to get processed. But, again, your emphasis on local, those things that affect you right then and there, and you're smacking you in your face like what's going to happen next.
Well,
right?
And to be honest, a lot of things can happen right in your face. And I'll give you an example. Imagine you have you got two painters, and they're drawing a park, and there's a homeless man sleeping on the bench.
Okay.
So the homeless man sleeping on the bench outside the park, right? You got one painter that paints the homeless man. You got the other painter that paints the park. They're both looking at the same image.
Mm.
I can't make you see the better side of things. If you want to see pain, you're going to see pain. That's why he painted the homeless man.
Wow.
If you want to see gains, you want to see pleasure, you want to see all that, then see that, because that's what he saw when he painted the park and didn't paint the homeless man. So I can't control what you see or what you view. The key thing is and a lot of this has to do with your religious ties. And when I say religious ties, just to mean what you practice every day.
Yeah.
When we learn to control our thoughts and control our tongue, we'll have a better understanding of how everything works. If we observe nature more than we observe people, we will understand how we all need to work cohesively for things to work.